It's very good to be back. Okay, today we are going to look at the themes of the text, Look Back in Anger. In our last class, we looked at the plot analysis of the play. But today we are looking at the themes. So we are going to see into the mind of the writer. Why did this writer write this play? Why did the playwright write the play? Okay, we are going to define themes, determine why Osborne wrote this story, and then we are going to look at one major theme in the play. Okay, so theme is the major idea a writer is trying to pass across to the readers. So we are going to ask ourselves, what is the main idea that Osborne is trying to pass across? You would not be able to determine this if you do not go back to the playwright background. I told you some things about Osborne. John Osborne wrote the story just after the First World War. It's very important you understand the mood and the tone of that season and that time for you to understand why the writer wrote the play and to understand why the characters behaved the way they did. Okay, the play gives us a glimpse into the mood and the temper of England after the World War. 2. The British Labour Party, after coming into power, introduced some social reforms. Very important to take note of this, the social reforms, to build up a welfare state in their country. But some people were not okay with this. We call those people idealists. The young idealists were not okay with this plan of the ruling party. And because they were not satisfied, there was a lot of rumblings about this. And then some writers came up and wrote about this. So this is how the text was born. So some critics believe that Jimmy Potter only showed or was used as a stereotype to show the heart of the angry young adults who did not really have much to fall back to after the World War. You know, after the war, it was like during the war they had so much, they have purpose, there was oneness, there was something they were doing together for the country. But after the war, it's like, well, what do we do now? Nothing. Then they become an hungry man, they say, actually, is an angry man. So they don't have a job to fall back to, they don't have a good life. So they lived an angry life, basically. So you could see that in Jimmy Potter. Jimmy was always angry. Angry with his best friend Cliff, angry with his wife Alison because she wasn't responding to him, angry with the government, angry with his society, angry with his own class, and angry with the upper class. One thing we must know in this play is that there was class structure. That takes us to some things I've listed out in the play. We have class and education. Class, very important. There was higher class, there was the average class, and there was a very low class. And the population of the lower class is so much than the middle and the upper class. And his wife, Alison, was from the rich average class, middle class, and he was from the lower class. So, although he was educated, that did not really affect his behavior. We would see that so much in our Google Classroom. Then disillusionment and nostalgia. They wanted more. Disillusionment, they didn't know themselves anymore. They actually wished they had more. They had purpose, but they didn't know what they were doing. So you see joblessness, poverty, and not believing in the dream of England. Okay, we have gender, the way Osborne presented the male and the female figure. We are going to look at that. Then we look at love and innocence. So much you could see that in between Alison and Jimmy, and also Elena and Cliff. Okay, let's go to our Google Classroom. We'll have a lot of more time to discuss. Thank you. See you next time.